Hello, and welcome back. So, we have a new Sigil campaign map starting today, and of course, this brings with it a brand new dragon. So we're going back to fight number 401 on this map. Obviously, if we want to get double the rewards, we'll have to get the doubler again, which I've got the gems for it. I'm going to do it anyway. So there we go, our Sigil reward doubler has been activated, and now we will get 2 of the final reward of the month. And the special reward for this is the epic Dreamcatcher Dragon, which, you know, we've had a lot of animal-themed Sigil dragons, but I guess now we're going into a more Dreamcatcher-y native sort of phase. But this is a Shadow, Light, and Earth dragon. Kind of a cool looking egg there, not gonna lie. Weird that this is a Dreamcatcher Dragon, but I do like the colours on it. So we will get that dragon if we finish off this entire map. So all that we have to do is get through the map, which, you know, we are going to be facing epic and legendary sigils these days. So we should try not to fail on our way to our end goal here. But, you know, in general, we're dealing with legendary sigils. I generally just keep using the, you know, the go-to method of wonder and acceptance. And for any of the really high damaging battles that we go against, mainly purities, I tend to go with the one-shot combos. Like, legendary witchcraft, you see there, did, like, absolutely nothing to me. So it's not a sigil that we need to actively worry about. But certain combos that will one-shot you, obviously, they can be a bit scary. Like this one here, I'm not sure if this is going to come close, but we'll see what sort of damage they do to us here. What are you going to do to us? 1.6 trillion, absolutely nothing. And that's with a daredevil. So, yeah, that doesn't scare me either. See, this is the power of wonder a lot of the time. Reburbs, easy. This is like a fight that you could do with probably uncommon sigils. But, obviously, if you've got any of the main combos of sigils to use, most of the fights are going to be super easy. If you don't have them available, well, let's hope you get them eventually. Do remember that you can get premium sigil chests in the dungeon as well, and there is one currently available for this week, so make sure you're getting as many of those as you can afford easily. And it looks like the next one we're going to be taking on is Chrono Zeus with a legendary evasion. Again, that's not going to be anything too difficult, but the final battle on this looks like a Sandshade. I still need to breed Sandshade, speaking of, but we'll get that, or we'll get to that bridge when we do. But aside from that, of course, with it being a Monday, we do have new Bottomless Dungeon, and we were supposed to have a new clan event, but at the moment, this event is very broken, and nobody can do any quests. So I guess that just means less worry for us. But anyway, aside from that, I do actually have a dragon to get hatching, because this is the beautiful snow globe, which I've also had in the past, but we did manage to get him out of the bingo, because I was like, I might as well do a few of the bingos, see how we go with this event. But this is the epic snow globey. So after a long battle, this trainer enjoys watching the snow settle on the snow globe dragon's back. Never mind how biologically improbable it is, it's just so dang pretty. Here. I can agree with that description. I mean, it is a cool egg. It's literally like half of a dragon, and then the top half is just an actual snow globe. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. But, anywho, coming back to this, we have almost 600 dragons. Why do I feel like I keep saying that? But we are getting slowly and slowly closer to that goal, and hopefully by the end of the Dragon Board event, we do have more and more and more of them. But little snow globey here, I say little, he's actually quite chonky, but I guess it keeps him warm during all of those cold periods. He's got a cute little pink nose as well. So we'll feed up this boy, again up to level 20. Going with DCP, I have been going through and doing some of the collections a little bit more. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a few more of them, but first, before that, I do kind of want another level 100, and you'll see we're getting very, very close to being able to afford another level 100 dragon. Obviously, if you're going to feed up a dragon, it's best to do it during a feeding event, just because you might get a few extra gems out of it. But obviously, it's not going to be missed to add in the snow globe here. I guess it could be, but I don't want it to be. But yeah, we're on the verge of getting another level 100 soon. Whether that's going to be Erlang Shen or whether it's going to be us waiting for the next ancient event will yet to be seen. But another dragon that I do want to get this week is little Snowflake, because I think I got Snowflake at some point as well, but apparently I don't have it. So unless I missed it during an event, but the baby form is weird. This dragon has a very, very weird baby form. I don't know what it is. It just creeps me out a lot. It's like a weird white worm, but you know it's not a worm, so it's sort of weird. I don't know how to explain it. That's the best that my brain can do today. But, you know, aside from that, you know, we did do a decent amount of dungeon grinding last week for some additional tickets. Nothing too strenuous, but those divine chests will be leaving quite soon. So if you didn't get Zeus, tough luck, I guess. It's just the way that it is, you know, with the odds being so low for Zeus, like it's a 0.0 something for the full drops, and then it's like a 1% just for the some of the other pieces. It's not fun. But we're used to it by now. It's how they always do it in this game. You know, I didn't hold out too much hope. I was like, well, they've got a mini divine event. Maybe it could be okay. It was just kind of the same old RNG loot box, boring, to be honest. And plus the Dragon Board event being part of it. If you try and go for the bingo dragons, you might end up missing out on the 6th dragon, and re-rolling means you might screw over your chances of getting the 5th dragon. I don't know, I've got a lot of problems with the Dragon Board event still. I never liked it from day one. I still don't like it. I do like the fact that them having 200 points per refresh means that you're not in the game for very long, but everything about everything else in the event is just not very well thought out. It's like, I don't see why people should be penalized for going for the Snow Globe Dragon if they want it, because again, if you go for Snow Globe and try and finish off those bingos, that means that you're screwing over your chances of getting purple tiles, so you might not get 6. It's just really, really weird. Like most of the other events, at least if you complete the events, you can get the dragons in them, but the ancient events and dragon dice events in general, they're just not like that. Anyway, for now, I'm going to worry about trying to get this dungeon dragon this week, and hoping to eventually get the clan quest fixed. But I mean, it's been a few hours now and it's still not fixed. I haven't really seen it addressed yet, but we'll see. It's just every time we have these problems going into an event, and we've still got the bug during this Dragon Dice event where people are getting 199 points for a war breed instead of 200, which literally destroys the event for people. And so far the only response has been, it's fixed, it's just not in this update, haha. Like, that doesn't really help the people that have literally had this event destroyed. Anyway, see, as soon as I go on one of my random rambling tangents, I just never stop, so I try and hold myself back these days, otherwise it'd be the only thing I ever end up saying. But, you know, primarily with getting my next team member, I did want it to be a metal dragon so that we could really start piling on the really long, really high damage dungeon comps. So that's going to be difficult to find a dragon that has metal and works with this team, but at the same time I do kind of want to finish off all the elements, so I do want metal and void. Then metal and void is probably not the perfect combo for this team. So, same as anyone, even though I've got 6 level 100 dragons, it's still something that you have to think about when you're trying to make your team. Like, if you just throw a bunch of dragons together, you're probably not going to have a very good one. Most of my dragons were just what I had that was strong at the time, which, you know, Autumn and our Lantern dragons, they got replaced with much better dragons later on, but that's DML. The same with Hermes, you know, there's just a better version of him that exists, but, you know, since I didn't have Freya, we just deal with the dragon that we do have in the meantime. But it would be fantastic to get a metal ancient, because metal ancient dragons are really, really good in the dungeon. Because essentially, if you zuck the power out of your opponents and then put up your metal shield, you can just allow the enemies to destroy themselves. You don't even have to get involved. How great does that sound? I mean, it's like, what do they say? The best offense is a great defense. In DML, you can do both. You can do both. So why not? And plus, I think it is slightly faster in some scenarios than it is relying on me to just constantly have to attack myself. Obviously, you don't build up Dragon Fury, but if you notice in the dungeon, I never go for perfect hits anyway, because Dragon Fury is basically useless these days with sigils. It's not completely useless, but it's not worth the amount of time investment into actually, you know, doing Dragon Fury every X amount of attacks. So, I don't really use Dragon Fury anymore. I'm glad. It takes up less time in my day, which means less time I have to be invested in, say, the dungeon or anywhere else. Oh gosh, please don't one-shot my Apollo. Ah! See, things like Subdue can be quite scary sometimes. It's just, when you're using them yourself in like a 3-dragon battle, doesn't really do much. But when you're in the dungeon, and they can hold you back for like 2 turns, that is very risky. Especially when it ends up happening on my Nezha day. That's a scary time. But I do want another defensive dragon. I think that will help out my dungeon crawling a lot. And I do want it to be someone that has metal, so at least one of the remaining elements. And then after that, it will just be void left. Poor Ceremony, he has died. Rest in rip. Okay, I don't think we can go much further than that. So let us keep progressing on this dungeon map for now. Obviously, the ideal goal is to get to the purple chest, but you can open some of the other mini chests on the way there. It's just when you really want the dragon, the blue chests and the purple chest obviously give you higher chances than the others. So they tend to be the ones where you'll see the most success. I'm going to open this green one though. What do we get? Of course not a snowflake. But we're nearly at the purple chest now. Hopefully we can grind it out a few times. Maybe see Mr. Snowflake come up in chest number 1. Maybe. But I will be hoping for something good. Something very, very good. AKA him. Anyway, we've also got Dragon Board stuff to do. I've done all the quests for now, but we've also got open 1 ancient chest in the Dragon Board event. And we've also got daily bingo, which gives us some more tickets. I don't really care about that, so I'm probably going to ignore the bingo for right now. What I do want to do is I want to land on that purple tile, which then means that we can just land on the green and we don't have to worry about getting a 6 roll. Because a lot of this with going for the purple tiles is either having to hit the 6 on the green or just hitting a 6 on one of the other tiles, whichever one you can work out that's easier. Obviously, if you can fill up some of the bingo while you're doing it, that's great. But if you really want to try and power struggle for 6, you've got to really go for those purple tiles. Which is why bingo can be such a pain in the butt if you also want the bingo dragon. So then you've got to sort of try and, I guess, decide which one's more important to you. But I don't think it should really have to be like that. IMO. But like, we'll hit a 6 on here, then again we can just hit any number on the green. Ideally it would be one that we haven't hit on the bingo, and that is what I'm going to do from now on. Because you probably saw before that I was going for the bingo numbers, really prioritizing hitting the greens. But now that we've got a snow globe, I don't have to worry about that anymore. So it's more important that we get a purple chest every single time we're hitting a green tile or the white tile. That's the important thing about getting this this 6 dragon done. And if you can do it in the minimal amount of rerolls, then obviously that will put you closer to getting 5th, and the less gems you have to potentially spend on skipping for 5th, the better. So I could skip it now, this one for 50, but I don't want to have to do that until right at the end of the event. Now this one here, if we can hit that purple on a 6, that would be fantastic. Can I not get a 5 and not a 6? That also sucks. I just want to hit the purple. It was a 4 that we needed, right? It was a 4. Okay, this has ended up not working out great, but there we go. Eventually we hit it. I also could have gone for one of the other numbers and just tried to hit the 6 on this white tile instead, but at that point it's like trying to predict what the dice rolls are going to be. So mathematically we could work out technically what's more likely, but I'm not throwing out my calculator every single time for one of those. It shouldn't have to be that complicated anyway. But here we go, we open 3 more chests, we get another singular piece of 6. We're probably not going to end up getting this dragon, are we? I have not missed a reset. I have not missed a reset so far, and we're only at 60 out of 100, so I'm starting to panic now. Basically every single time I've gotten a piece for 6, apart from once, it's been a ×1. So that's just how these events go. If you get screwed over with your tile luck, that's just sort of how it is. At least I think it's just once, right at the beginning of the event. But aside from that, I'm also watching for the arena. We've had a few people with some decent scores, but, you know, we'll see. Aside from that, keep grinding in the dungeon, doing all of your weekly stuff. Keep checking back for Sugar Rush. You know, I keep seeing this 0 in the top left-hand corner, so until that goes away, I am not going to bother with this. But, you know, good luck with all of your chest openings. If you're still going for Zeus, you know, you're going to need some insane luck, but I'll give you mine. I never get lucky with these chests, so have all of mine. Go, have it. I don't care. We don't have any dragons to hatch before I leave, do we? No, we got a lot of dragons in here. Circus, Redhorn, Loki. We got some divines, some legendaries, you know, lots of epics. Maybe I'll hatch them all one day. No, I probably won't. Anyway, for now, I appreciate you joining me. Have fun, and please, Gameloft, fix the event.